Yeah, I figured out how to
What was the issue?
I don't know. I just woke up, I was like, let me try it again, and it worked, and everything's finalized.
All right, well, shit. As long as it's working, I guess that's all that matters.
So how would I send that to him?
Just
Because I
attach it. Just attach it to an email as an attachment. So what you'll do, go to the email that DocHub sent you,
okay.
and it'll say to view the document, or it may even already have it attached to the email. Um, in either case, click on the document again. You'll see your signature, the seller's signature, and then you hit download. It should be in the top corner somewhere. You hit download. It'll download it to your computer, and then you just write the real estate agent an email, a new email, attach it, and then send it to them. If
Okay.
it's already at the bottom of your email,
Mm-hmm.
the one that DocHub sent you, then you can literally just forward it to his email address.
Okay.
Because it's
You
not
just
gonna,
walk me through that play by play.
yeah, it's not gonna there's nothing he can do with that contract that's bad.
Okay. Yeah, that was my only question.
No
Thank
problem.
you.
No worries, dude. Good
And,
job, man. Oh,
and how do
you
I
need that
JV with
Dispo
you?
form. Yeah, you need the
Yeah.
Dispo form. I think I saw your message come up when I was doing my stuff earlier. Hold on one second. Let me get this set up.
I'm pretty new. I just signed up like 10 minutes ago.
Awesome, dude. Welcome.
So
Darren, what you need to do
this guy,
is let me hold on one second, bro. Give me
all right,
yeah, you said you got the signed contract, so it's good. So give me until I'm done with this training. If I forget, just shoot me a text. I probably won't. I never do. And I'll DM you the Dispo form. And then all you have to do is just fill it out with the information that's asking for. If you don't have a piece of information, like it's going to ask you for the ARV, leave it blank because it's a seller financing deal. It doesn't matter. If it's going to ask you, this one's got a mortgage on it, right?
Yeah, it does.
So it'll ask you for the mortgage info. Just put it in. It's once you see it, dude, it's so self-explanatory. You're basically just telling us about the deal.
I figured.
And then I'll DM that to you as soon as we're done.
Okay.
Cool.
Thank
Good
you,
job,
Sean.
dude. Not a problem, man. Good job.
Yo,
All right, who was
Sean.
that was talking? Hold on one second. Somebody was talking earlier that I told to
my
wait.
name is Neil.
Neil, what's up, Neil? What can I do for you?
Neil, what's up? Just where should I start? How to use this software, basically? Like, is it just good for subject to or wholesaling or what?
So it's good for all creative deals. Well, that's not true. I mean, yes, it's true, but are you new to wholesaling, like as a whole?
No,
Okay, so what do
no.
you primarily do? Cash?
I, yeah, cash or novations.
Gotcha. Are you do you have any idea how seller or creative financing works? Like, is there any knowledge that you have already or experience with it, or you're starting brand new?
It'll be I got about 20% knowledge.
Okay,
I get
so
the idea, basics.
there's a couple of things you can do. Let's see. The first thing you can do, go to in the Discord in the top left corner, there'll be a section that says start here. And then one of them is how to navigate Discord. If you know how to navigate Discord, you can skip that one. But the next video will be how to navigate Deal Sniper, like how to actually use it. And then the link underneath that will link you up to our video library. And it basically answers most any question you ever come up with. And then once you go through a couple of those to where you have the understanding of it, but you still have some questions, then you and I will jump in a one-on-one and I'll just fill in the gaps for you. Because at this point,
Okay, cool.
you don't know what you don't know, so you won't know what to ask. And if you don't ask me, I'm going to assume you know it. So watch a couple of those
Specifically.
videos. They're not that long. They're pretty. Some of them are pretty short. Some of them are long as hell. Like, I'm not even gonna lie, because I do one-on-one trainings. But there's new information in all of them. It's just the way my brain works. So watch a couple, get a good general
Yes.
idea of how it works, and then jump in a one-on-one with me, and I'll fill in the gaps for you.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Sean.
Not a problem, dude. All right,
Thank
I
you.
can't see the screen. Who else was talking?
It was me. I just had a quick question about the deal machine. What's up, Sean? I try to adjust on the seller finance tab, the interest, but for some reason the cash on cash doesn't change. Only the year one return on investment changes.
Are you using Deal Sniper or are you using the deal machine?
Deal machine. This is a deal machine.
Really? Okay.
Mhm.
You got the numbers for the deal?
Yeah, I'll feed it to you.
Yeah, let's just put it in. All right, so it's seller finance.
Yeah, seller finance deal. Okay, so it's gonna be 190 purchase price. Loan amount is 177. That's the thing. The interest rate. I was trying to see if this will work. It's 11.99.
Holy, well, okay, that's high.
That's
high, but
That's-
that doesn't obviously it doesn't help your deal. That doesn't necessarily mean it's dead. Let's finish underwriting it, then we'll see what comes up.
All right. We could change the monthly later, but cash to seller, I put it as 13.
Okay,
And
that
let's
works.
just, I think the assignment fee, let's just say 10.
We always
and then-
say 10. Make your money, dude.
Yes, sir. 10. And then long-term potential 13. Let's just stick to the long-term.
Okay. All right. So, well, I'll go to it. What is the, do you, wait, who told you that it was 11%?
They told me.
The seller.
So basically,
the realtor.
it wasn't a realtor. So it's owned by, I guess this real estate company purchased it, and then they have realtors under them that listed it for them. So they purchased it outright with cash. They're trying to exit the property. They are the owners of the property, though.
But are they currently paying a mortgage at 11.9%, or they're asking you to
They're
pay?
not. They're not. So initially, they were asking 5,000 as a down payment, and then 12%, or like a total of 2,000 monthly, which is insane.
Oh yeah, that's all crazy. These are all
Yeah.
kind of cuckoo people that you're talking to.
But
That's all right.
not just that. I mean, this place still needs rehab too. So
Are you how much, like a full gut or?
no, not full gut. Let me look at it real quick. What was it? Not full gut. I would say it needs just light cosmetics.
So like $20, $30, $25, $30 a square foot.
Yeah, I'd say like 10K at most.
And what's the square footage?
It's pretty small. 720.
Oh,
Maybe less actually.
all right. So I would say you're probably safer at like 14, 15,000 than 10. And here's why. When you're wholesaling, you'd much rather have the room for the buyer to maneuver and not need it than need it and not have it. So it's better to build it into the deal, get the deal locked up for those numbers. And then when your buyer goes there, if they're like, oh, this only needs $5,000 worth of work or 10,000. Well, cool. At least it's already built into the deal. But it's better than them going down there and you telling them it needs 10 and then now it needs 15 because that might blow the deal. That's just, my opinion. So they want $1,800 a month?
They want 2,000, and I think that's the 12K. I mean, the 12% built into it.
Yeah, it's like 18. Hold on. It's $1,820.64. So that's what they're asking for monthly at 12%. This is not going to work. And here's what's the taxes? We might as well finish building the whole thing out.
The taxes for this was, I gotta put it back in. Hold up. It wasn't much. It was, the taxes is 1,775.
All right. What's the insurance?
733.
Okay. I mean, yeah, this one, and it's one of those situations, and anyone else, a lot of people are getting more up to speed with how seller financing works, how it can be an option. But then you get situations like this where they're kind of going a little crazy with it. So the point that you need to get across to the sellers of the property is look, I'm all for doing seller financing. I'm all for giving you as much as I can. But did you identify yourself as a wholesaler, or do they think you're buying it?
I didn't. I just said I was interested. I didn't say anything.
Okay. So for anyone that's new, it's, in my opinion, I know a lot of people are different. Do whatever you want to do. I think it's better, easier, and more honest to just tell people that you're a wholesaler, or at least give them a super big idea without just coming out and saying it. So if it were me in this deal, I would say, look, Mr. and Mrs. Seller, I understand what you're trying to do. I get it, and I want to help you. But my buyers that are interested in this property, they're interested in it for cash flow. That's why they look for seller financing deals. The most this property is going to bring in per year is $15,000. You're asking me for $22,000 a year, not including taxes, insurance, and any war chest I want to put aside. And by the way, for anyone that doesn't know, this is what investors consider their war chest when they pull out money from their rentals to cover vacancies, repairs and maintenance, and capex reserves. Capex reserves is just a fancy way of saying when the big stuff breaks: a roof, the foundation, the furnace, the water heater, things like that. So you need to explain to them, like, look, I'm all for working with you if we can come to some agreement, but there's no way in the world an investor is going to buy this deal and put money into it so they could lose $10,788 a year.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it seems like they understand, but maybe they don't, like at least this part of it, the buyer side, the person who's going to be buying it. But that's what you have to get them to understand. And whether they understand it or don't, if they're not willing to budge on the deal, then I would move on to another deal. There's too many properties listed that you can call on to worry about this one.
Yeah. They said that
Now,
the 20% was non-negotiable, which is bullshit.
yeah, and it's people, and no wonder they haven't sold their house.
Exactly.
What a kind of deal we would be looking at, assuming that this 1300 is right, which if it came from Deal Sniper, I'm 99% sure that it is. If we change this to 5, let's see. So 5 will give us a 20%. What about 6? 6 will get us 16, 750. Get us 9, so 725. You'd be at about the most you can give them on this deal is $725 a month.
Yeah, I already pitched that to them. They said that no, they need the interest.
Yeah, move on to another deal, dude. I mean, I would say if the house was in really good shape, because there are deals that you will come across where people have just flipped a house, like it's an investor, a flipper, and they bought the house, they flipped it, it's brand new, everything's awesome, and then they want to charge like a lot of interest because they want to get their money back. That would make sense, and you can sell that to a homestead buyer. But there's no homestead buyer. By homestead buyer, for anyone that doesn't know, that means that you're selling your contract to someone that's not an investor. They're actually going to live in the house. So a homestead buyer is actually going to live there. They don't care about the numbers. If they can afford the monthly payment, it's a house that they like, it's in a good neighborhood, all the other stuff, they're just going to live in it. So I would say you could pivot this to a homestead buyer, but even then, their interest rate is ridiculous. And you can't flip it to a homestead buyer because a homestead buyer is not going to pay $1,800 a month at 12% for a $177,000 loan on a property that still needs $15,000, even 10, even 5. It's just too much. They're asking way too much.
Yeah, that's like hard money lending rates.
It's exactly what that is. Good for you. Yeah, that's exactly right. It's ridiculous. So I get they made a bad decision, and anyone that knows me from my team, I want to help everybody, but I can't help you if you're not going to let me help you, or at least help yourself a little bit. So okay. I would move on to another deal. Say, hey, thanks. My offer's good for 30 days.
Still with that seller finance, my initial issue was actually the cash on cash thing. It's still showing positive. Like it's showing 17% positive, but year one ROI at negative 40%. I'm not sure. It's not moving the
on
same.
Your calculator, or because mine is 10,
on mine.
Oh, okay. Well, let's match the numbers. So is this what your numbers look like? Well, hold on. Let me put this back to where it was. Okay. So is this exactly what your numbers look like on the input page?
12%. You have to put the percent symbol, right?
No.
You don't? Okay.
No, I'm pretty sure if I just put 18, yeah, it'll just change. I guess if the percent symbol isn't there, you can put it there, but you shouldn't have to.
That 1820 that you got, that's your own calculation, right?
No, it's doing this for me. So if I change this to 5%, it's going to go to 950.
Oh, okay. See, I think that's my issue also. That doesn't change. I have
to. I would delete the version of you must have deleted a formula somewhere, which it happens. I've done it 1,000 times. Go back to Discord, delete the one that you have, download a fresh copy.
You said delete the one I have in what?
Delete the one that you have, go back to the Discord and download a fresh copy.
That's probably it.
Yeah, that's probably what it is. Because anything that's over here is going to translate to whatever tab you click on, which would be this one. So if it's not copying anything over, then yeah, this number's going to be off.
Got it. And also, real quick, I got another question. I fell upon a short sale deal. Is
Mhm.
that something that's also something we can kind of go for too?
No, I would stay away from short. Once it gets to the short sale phase, that typically means that it's under terms that are unmovable. Like you can call and get the numbers and see the idea of what they're trying to do, but two things. One, typically short sales are cash only. And if you do come across one that happens to be creative, the numbers don't typically work because of the reason that it got a short sale, which is usually they're upside down on the house or something
Well,
like
I
that.
got the numbers here, and actually, there's a possibility they might be willing to do some kind of financing on it. And they're in
I
at
mean,
5.33%, just needs 30K down, which is 10% of what the property's at.
oh, I mean, let's run it. I mean, if you found the unicorn, I say let's go for it. What are the numbers?
So, what's owed is let me just pull this up real quick from my.
Wait, this one has a mortgage, right?
Yes, it has a mortgage. What was that number?
How
Okay,
much are they selling it for?
they're looking to sell it at 300.
Okay, well, how much is the mortgage balance?
I'm sorry, no, the mortgage is 300 owed.
Oh, okay. So they're just trying to sell it for what they owe on it.
Yeah, he's not going to walk out with anything.
Well, not necessarily. Is there any arrears?
I'm sorry.
Do they have any arrears, and are they behind on any payments?
Yeah, that's the thing. He's 30K in back payments. That's 30K with like
Oh.
fees and mortgage.
Yeah, he's not going to walk away with anything.
Exactly. And
What's the monthly payment?
that's the thing. He's still trying to get back at me.
Oh, yeah, I
But-
need to know what that is to underwrite the deal.
What was that?
I need to know what that is in order to underwrite the deal.
He was telling me that we can kind of like back trace it through finding out what his down payment was, and it was 3% at what he purchased it at like 320 or something. But I told him I'd rather he do the work for me, so I can figure out what the.
Well, here's why. Because we can absolutely do that, but if he's remembering anything incorrectly or you mess something up on your math, not saying you would, but it's possible, then we're going to run a deal, tell him that it works, thinking he's going to get out of the short sale situation. Then we're going to find out what the actual numbers are, and if they're different and worse, then it just blew the deal. I would rather just be on the safe side and just get it from him directly.
Okay, I gotcha. Is there no way we can find that out through PropStream?
PropStream, Batch Leads, PropWire, sometimes they will have the mortgage information there. It's hit or miss for me. Like I use Batch Leads. It's like 50-50 on if they actually have it. But I don't want you to give me the address because this is obviously going to go on YouTube. So
I could DM it to you if you'd like.
yeah, DM it to me. I'll take a look at it.
Sir.
And then for those of you, I hear the thing going off that you're raising your hand. I'm absolutely going to get to you as soon as we're done. I'm going to be on this training for as long as I need to get all you guys' questions answered. Now, if it's something that's like super pressing, then shoot me a DM right now, and I'll get to you next. All right, give me a second because I'm gonna put it on the screen. So you guys aren't going to be seeing any movement on this because I'm checking it on a different. All right, so there's the address. See if you're showing the mortgage information. Did it pop up on PropStream?
I don't have that. I only have.
Oh. Okay, let's see. Okay. All right, so it has $1,712 at 5.1%. Does that sound about right to you?
He said 5.33.
No, he might have a variable. No, he doesn't have a variable. Well, see, there you go. He might be misremembering, or Batch Lead is incorrect. That's kind of why I don't like doing it like this. But that's all right. All right, so now that's his loan payment is $1,712, but then we also have to take into consideration what his taxes and insurance are. So luckily, I've got the taxes right here. $8,000 a year. Okay.
The information actually does pull up on PropWire, but honestly, I don't really know how to read that. There's like so many different mortgages that showed up.
No, it's all good. Okay. And then I think for taxes or insurance, we'll just do 12. No, it's probably more than that. Yeah, it's probably more than that. We'll do 15. All right. So now what I'm going to do, I have this month. This is how much his loan payment is. That's just his principal and interest. We need to figure out what his total payment is because if you see here, this says PITI, which stands for principal, interest, taxes, and insurance. So I'm going to take this $8,000 for the taxes. I'm just going to divide it by 12.
You said that 1712 number. What was that?
That's the principal and interest of his
Okay.
mortgage payment. So it's not including the taxes and insurance. And then this one is $130. All right. So now, damn, he's got a big payment.
Yeah.
We got
And I saw I think the rents for that go from like 2,600. He Airbnbs it out actually, and he cash flows like 3,000 a month.
Okay.
So the numbers are pretty nice.
So
If you accept it.
just out of curiosity, what's the reason for selling?
He got sick.
Oh shit, that sucks.
Yeah.
All right, so he's got 30,000 in arrears. Now, here's the only problem. The arrears, not necessarily a problem. I mean, it's an easy fix, but it's going to suck. The arrears are $30,000 as far as he knows right now. I don't know how accurate that is. It could be as of yesterday, for all we know. But what I do know for a fact is that his arrears may change by the time we close, especially if we don't have the buyer and close this thing before the first of the next month. Because the first of the next month, he's going to owe another mortgage payment, which is going to be another $2,400.
Okay. I forgot to give you some more context. So that 30K, that includes the real estate agent's fees.
Oh my
And
God,
also-
the real estate agent charging him okay.
But actually, what he knows from the latest information was last July, his outstanding balance. His outstanding balance was 13,000. So it probably just went up from there for every month that passed.
Okay.
Well, I'm not sure.
Do you know how much the realtor's charging him?
I don't know.
All right. Okay. All right. So let's look at the deal. What's the rent?
Yeah, the rent was 2,600 from what I remember, and then short-term rental that's 3,000.
And then his PITI was.
He says he can definitely maximize it more. It was just that the interiors were a little bit outdated in terms of like the furniture, so there's still space to maximize the short-term rental cash flow.
All right. So. 85.
Oh, you're on hybrid, by the way.
Oh shit! Good catch. Okay. 5%. 100. Okay, so as a long-term rental, obviously it doesn't work. And for those of you that want to know, like, kind of quick if a deal's going to work, you can look at something like what's the monthly payment that they're asking for versus how much it'll rent for. If the rent is less than the monthly payment they want or the monthly payment of the PITI, it's not going to work. And if it's super close like this, it's not going to work. Typically, if you want the deal to work, just simple back of the napkin math, you're going to be aiming for about 45, make it easy on yourself, 50% of what the LTR is. So if this number or this number is 50% of this number, then it's probably a good deal. You have to do some tweaking, make sure your down payment, everything is right, double check your cash on cash return. But if you want to just look at a deal and be like, okay, I can rent it for $1,000, they want $1,100 a month. That's not going to work. Or I can rent it for $1,000, they want $600 a month. That's still probably a little too much, but you can do 50-50. So for this deal, it's not going to work as a long-term rental. Obviously, it's only going to bring in 31,000, and we're paying out 30,000. So now let's look at it. Let's take this HOA out. Is there an HOA?
That I don't know. There's probably not.
You
I
should,
saw the neighborhood around it. It didn't look like there was any HOA.
All right, just make sure you double check. This deal also does not work as a short-term rental. It's a negative 7%, 7.9 cash on cash return. And I have these here. Yeah, those are dead smack in the middle, or except for this one. I guess this one would be, no, it'd be 450. Actually, better than the middle. Yeah, the deal doesn't work in negative cash flows.
Yeah, I got you.
So as a seller financing deal, I don't think it'll work. Now, what kind of condition is the property in?
It's in good condition. It's ready to move in.
You might be able to move it as a hybrid. I'm sorry, not as a hybrid, as a homestead buyer. You might be able to. The pool for homestead buyers isn't as big. Well, that's not true. Nowadays, it's probably shifted. The problem with homestead buyers is not that there's not enough of them. There are thousands and thousands and thousands of people that would love to buy a house and not go through a bank, but they can't. The problem is getting the deal in front of them. Like investors, we know where they're at. We know where to post a deal and they will see it. Homestead buyers, not so much. So my team and I, we just moved a homestead buyer deal like a month and a half ago. That was the last one that we got. I don't want you guys to think, oh, it took you a month and a half to move the deal. No, we just don't get them very often. You can try and move it that way as a homestead buyer. What city is this in?
This is in Houston.
Yeah, you might be able to find a homestead buyer out there. So I would set I'm assuming this guy is pretty motivated.
Yeah, I mean, a couple months behind. He's sick.
I would.
So it's really about the bank. The bank is the one that they'll approve all this.
I would tell them, I would be upfront and I would tell the seller, look, I'm a wholesaler. I do have access and ways to put this deal in front of people that can buy it. I'd like to put you under contract for 2 weeks. Give me 2 weeks to find a buyer. If I can't, hey, it didn't cost you a dime. But if I can, then I might be able to get you out of the situation. But be upfront with him. Don't tell him you can, oh yeah, we can have, think about it. You're going to tell a sick dude that's selling his house, he's behind it, he's already in a bad spot. We don't need to give him false hope either. Be upfront and just tell him, look, I'll try and move it. Give me 14 days. If I can't, it doesn't cost you a dime. And the 14 days are going to happen no matter what. But if I can, I might be able to help you. That's
under a cash deal or under this creative finance deal?
Under this creative deal. What's the ARV of the property?
It's certainly more.
Is it listed?
It is listed.
Oh, then it doesn't matter.
It's on market.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. If the property is on market, you can offer cash, but the formula for that is 60% of what it's listed for, minus your rehab estimate, minus your assignment fee. That's your MAO, not the ARV. What it's listed for. So if he's got it listed for 300, you'd only be able to offer him like what, 220? So that wouldn't work because he'd still have a balance. So you can't really do a cash offer.
Yeah, I got you. All right, I'll go ahead and pitch that. I'm still waiting for the official PI for the property, or the principal for the property. So once I get that, then I'll go ahead and pitch it.
Okay, cool. Let me know if you need anything else.
All right, thanks, man.
No worries. All right, who else had a question?
I did, man.
What's up, dude?
What's up, man? You want to just check this deal out? I got a little confused with on Deal Sniper where it says total PITI plus HOA, and on the deal machine calculator, there's on seller finance right where it says HOA. So the Deal Sniper had a number in that spot combining both of them, and then the deal machine seller finance portion where it says HOA, like, do I just put that full number right in that spot even though it's only showing HOA? And then
No.
you know what
I know what you're talking about. So you're talking about
can I just give you the numbers too, since I wanted to see if you got the same numbers as I would probably?
Yeah, let's do that.
All right.
Seller financing deal, right?
Yeah. Well, I don't know yet.
Yeah,
but most
we gotta wait.
Yeah.
Go for it.
So, you want to start? So we got 357,500.
Okay.
And the loan amount came up to 332,500.
Okay.
What do you want?
Cash to seller or the down payment?
Seller. Down payment is 2,500. Or 25,000. 25. Yeah.
What's the rent?
2,735.
Okay.
You don't
And
put it. Wait, go back real quick. You don't put anything under the. Okay, never mind. You went back and did that. The monthly payment part. Yeah, monthly payment. You don't put.
no, on this portion of the calculator, it'll calculate it for you. When you go to the actual tab over here, you can actually manipulate the number.
Okay.
So this is
Mine's
telling
messed
you
up.
this is telling you what it should be.
Yeah, I guess mine's messed up. It doesn't calculate that on the inputs for the monthly payment. Yeah, I don't have the calculation. It's just
It's just a blank white box.
yep.
Yeah, and I think your formula got deleted somehow, which happens a bunch. All you got to do, delete that one, the calculator, go back to
Yeah.
the Discord, download a fresh copy. It'll be there.
Okay. All right, I'll do that later, but in the meantime, can you see how this comes out, I guess?
Yeah, what are the taxes?
Let's see. The taxes 2,509.98.
Uh,
You don't touch this, right? It's exact.
yeah, just whatever it says.
Yeah.
What's the insurance?
1,365.
And what did it tell you to give them as a monthly payment?
1,200.
Yeah, that should work.
And-
Is there an HOA?
Well, hold on, but like, so where are you putting that spot where it says total PITI plus HOA?
You
it
don't.
show-
It's so hold on. That's part of the reason why I wanted to bring up Deal Sniper first, so I could show you that. But let me put in this one's off market, but it won't matter.
Is that one calculated for you in like?
I'm not sure exactly what I'm talking about. So when it brings up the property and it's doing these calculations for you, total PITI plus HOA, all it's doing is giving you an estimate. That's it. If there's actually an HOA, it'll be right here. This is information for you in case you want to pre-underwrite the deal here. I don't ever recommend doing that.
Okay, but
I
that
tell everyone to only underwrite deals when the realtor or the seller respond positively to your offer.
right.
Otherwise, you'll be underwriting 100 deals a week and only closing 5.
But that number, so because there's no HOA, it's saying that it would be the PITI estimate.
No. So PITI stands for principal, interest, taxes, and insurance. So what they're doing is they're giving you an estimate in case there's a mortgage.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
So
Got
that
it.
way, again, if you want to underwrite the deal under a different, sub 2 or hybrid, you can do that with the estimate. I don't
Okay.
recommend doing that because 1, it's just an estimate. It's not the real number. And 2, you don't know if there's a mortgage anyway. So don't underwrite
Right.
any deals. And if there is a mortgage, the realtor or the seller will tell you. They'll 100% tell
Right.
you.
But as of right now, the numbers on this thing looks pretty good.
On this deal you just gave me?
Yeah.
Yeah, that still works.
And then, but so if
As a
they
matter of
come back,
fact, you
say,
probably go up to, yeah, you can go a little bit more than that. What was the rent? 2,700. Let's go 16.
and this even shows like a $10,000 assignment fee somewhere.
Yeah.
Where's that one? Oh,
So if you look at the inputs,
it's in the inputs.
we put
So I could.
10,000 assignment. Hold on, I'll show you.
All right.
And
Yeah.
we have the purchase price of 357.5.
Yeah.
But if we go to the seller finance, so this part is what it looks like for the buyer. So if you
Right.
look at the buyer numbers, it added $10,000 to the purchase price. That's your assignment.
Oh, I got you. So if I put 20, is there room for 20,000 on that deal?
Damn greedy. No, I'm just kidding. Hold on, let me
Hey,
check.
why not? Should go big or go
Um,
home. Just kidding. I'm just curious to see how
yeah,
it work on the
so
numbers.
the idea is the more you're adding to the purchase price, the more it's going to change this number. But here's the other
Right.
thing. You can only get the deal for 10% of the purchase price as your down payment. So
Yeah.
the most you can do as a entry fee on this thing is $35,000. Well, your portion of that $35,000 plus the seller, it's too much. It doesn't work anymore.
Okay.
See, if we keep this at 10, so now the seller's getting 25, you're getting 10, and we're still
Yeah.
within 10% of the purchase price. So
Okay, yeah, that
you got to
that
be careful
rule
with
is
that.
what, and that rule is so that the buyer still has room to get their profit.
Yeah, I mean, an investor is going to go to a wholesaler
Well,
because
yeah.
they're going to get a deal. So they
Yeah.
can go to a bank and be required to put 20% down, or they can come to us and be required to put 10 to 15% down. That's the deal. So if we're
Yeah.
the same as the bank, they have no reason to buy from us.
Yeah. So that 15% is with the 20,000, or did it already calculate again?
No,
Wasn't it
I already took it off.
So it's 26 or is it 15?
No, wait, what are you asking? I have the assignment fee back at $10,000 now.
Yeah, because I thought it was at 26 cash on
Oh,
cash
the
return.
cash on cash. Yeah, I'm playing with the numbers so I can see what's the most you can offer.
Oh,
So the
okay.
way you want to do that, and here's what I recommend to everyone. When a realtor responds positively, underwrite your deal. And some of you guys who are new may be thinking, well, I don't know what that means. All that means is do exactly what I just did. Take the numbers from Deal Sniper, put them in here, go here, and then it'll tell you. Now, the numbers that Deal Sniper gives you, as you just saw, what was the monthly payment? $1,200?
Yeah.
Will always give you a killer deal. So if you can get it locked up under those terms, you're good.
All
But
right, cool.
when you get on the phone with a realtor's job is to get their seller, their client, the best deal possible. So they may
Right.
want to negotiate with you.
Yeah.
So they may
now I
ask
got
for
room.
more. Yeah. So now you want to know if a realtor sends you an email, a text, whatever. Hey, I want to talk to you about this offer you sent me later on today. That would be my cue, my trigger to go on here, put the deal in, and now I want to see what's the most I can give them.
Right.
Because now I don't want to be caught off the spot. So what,
Mm-hmm.
1775? So now I know because the minimum we can go is 10.
Right.
If it's less than 10, we can't sell it. Yeah, you can go 1785, 95. That's too much. The most I can give you is 1775. So now if a realtor gets on the phone, hey, we really like your offer, but your monthly payment at 1,200, can we kick that up to 2,000? Hey, you know what? I just ran the numbers. If my buyer is going to buy this deal, they're going to need to cash flow. They have their minimums. In all honesty, I can't give you $2,000. I can give you, how about 1,500? I can swing that, but $2,000 doesn't work because you already know as long as you're less than 1775, you're good.
Right. So in your email where it says, the rent payment, you would not just put 1,200. Well, I mean, you put 1,200 and they'll work your way up, but you're not going to put.
No, I'm not going to put my max. I'm not going to put 1775 because now I don't have any room to negotiate.
Right. Okay, cool.
So, and one other thing for newer people, the higher the cash on cash return is, the easier and the faster you will sell your deal to an investor. There is nothing, well, I don't want to say nothing. There's only two really, really bad things that are not legal based that happens to good wholesalers. The worst thing, at least for me, is when I tell a seller, like the one I was doing earlier, the guy's sick, he's behind on his payments. I feel for that guy. I want to get him his money. So the worst thing for me would be to lock a deal up. Yeah, I got you, Mr. Seller. I'll get this thing sold. And then I got to go back to him 2 weeks later, like, hey, man, I'm sorry I couldn't do it. That's terrible. The second worst thing is getting a deal locked up and you can't sell it for you because now you lost out on time you spent,
Yeah.
potential $10,000. So when I tell that story, give the seller what they need, but make sure you identify what they actually need because there's no benefit to you, to the seller, to anyone locking up a deal that you can't move because then no one gets paid and everyone's time gets wasted.
One more question.
Yeah.
So if I call up, there's a mortgage, and then where is there a spot to like put like a balloon payment to see how that affects the stuff? Is there?
There isn't one.
Okay.
But it's funny that you mentioned that because me and the person that I created this calculator with 2 years ago, we're actually doing an updated version. I guess those of you who are on the training, you just get to hear about it now. We're doing an updated version of this calculator where you will be able, and I'm going to do a video on this later. It'll be real short, but I'm going to do a breakdown once the calculator is ready. We're going to have it. There's going to be another box over here or somewhere over here, wherever, where you can put in the deal and then also include the realtor's commission and still know where your numbers are to make sure that you still have a good cash on cash return. All you have to do is
Y-
plug everything in. And
You
we're
know,
also going to be showing how to implement a balloon. But you don't,
so
the balloon doesn't affect any of this. It's just something that we know. We're amortizing it over 30 years. You're going to get $923 a month. And at the end of the 10-year balloon or 7-year balloon or 12-year balloon, whatever you do, we're going to pay you off the balance. There's nowhere to put that into the numbers.
doesn't the balloon allow you to make smaller payments per month
No,
potentially? Or
no,
okay,
no, no, not at all. So a lot of people get, and I did a video on this, and I'll put it in I'll DM it to you later. But there's a difference between amortization or term. There's a difference between those two because those two mean pretty much the same thing. And balloon. Amortization means how long we're stretching the loan out for the monthly payments. The longer the amortization, the lower the payment. I'll show you right now. So this one, let's just say we put 5% interest, right? That brings the payment up to $1,784. That means this loan amount at 5% interest stretched out over 30 years comes out to $1,784. If I were to cut this in half to 15 years, it doubles because
yeah,
we're shortening the amount of time we have to pay that back. So we need to make these payments bigger. So the opposite of that is also true. If I go double
40,
60 years,
40. Well,
it dropped the payment. Now there is, there is a diminishing return. I mean, you can't just go, oh, we want infinity. It doesn't work like that. You
right.
notice when I went down to 15 years, it doubled the payment. But when I went up to 60 years, all it did was take off $300. So, for sake of argument, right now, just leave the 30-year amortization alone. There is some changes coming up to the deal sniper where we're going to be showing you guys here. I'll show you what I'm talking about. So it'll
It's
be
because
somewhere down here where you guys will
Mhm.
see what this deal breaks down to for amortization term, and then
Yeah.
you can put in a balloon and
All
to
right.
add it into your letter, but don't ever go less than 7 years.
Because I
I
mean, it
think
just helps them know when they're going to get their full amount of money rather than waiting 30 years to get that purchase price, right?
absolutely, yeah, and I'm the same way. I tell people all the time, look, I don't want to make you wait for your money, but at the same time, I don't want to lock you up under terms that I know I can't sell.
Right. And the,
And that's one of the benefits of telling people that you're a wholesaler. You can speak to them real. You can be direct. Look, I would love to give you this, but I'm not comfortable putting you under contract for terms that I know I can't sell. I know none of my investors, my thousands of investors, I know what they want. And this is not that.
and then maybe put like another term in there where it says like maybe you only can balloon it. You'll only balloon it if you're actually going to get your money back, refining out. And if
Uh,
not, then maybe add
that's an
another
appraisal
year.
clause. That's an appraisal clause.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that that stipulates, it says, at least ours says, if the property doesn't appreciate 40% during the balloon term at the time the balloon is due, then we're adding another year to the balloon. And you can either do that indefinitely, or you can do it like we're going to add it for another year up to 3 years, or up to,
Right.
depending on how long your
Right.
original loan was.
Right. Um, okay. So, and you said the agent's commission's not already being compensated in here? It's not, or is
No,
it included in some?
no,
Okay.
it's not. I mean, so
That's like another 3% potentially, or 6.
here's here's my thoughts on realtor fees. Now,
Oh, I
take this with
remember
a
now.
take this with a grain of salt, because that was my thing when the properties were on market and we were doing cash deals. But my thing is, us as wholesalers, we didn't sign a contract with a realtor. We are not obligated to pay the realtor fee. We're not. Contractually, we're not. We didn't sign it. If this deal was sold traditionally, the seller would pay it. But when you're dealing with properties that are on market and you're doing seller financing, you notice here, like in this case, now granted, yeah, the down payment's $60,000, right? For this is the example that I used. But if the purchase price is $874,000, we'll just, what would I round this out to? 875? Sure. It's $875,000 as a purchase price, and a realtor's charging 3%. That's $26,000 of this $60,000 the seller would have to give up. So in that situation, I would offer to pay half or a portion, or maybe negotiate with the real estate agent. Look, you've had this property listed for X amount of days, a long time. It's not moving. We can't get it moved unless you come down on your fee a little bit. I'm willing to help cover some, but you got to work with me here. I can't be the only one giving. That's the conversation you have with them.
Yeah, sounds great. All right, man. Thanks a lot. I appreciate it.
No worries. All right. Randy, what's up? Oh yeah, no, oh shit. Hold on a second, Randy. Jordan.
Okay.
Hold on one second. Jordan, what's up, dude?
I just need you to go back to your calculator for 1 second, please.
No, you good, Sean. I can wait. It's all good.
I won't take much time at all. I just need his calculator for 1 second. Go to your monthly payment for seller finance.
Okay.
No. Go back to the inputs. I need to see
Oh.
the
Oh, you mean right here?
the monthly payment. Click on that. Okay, hold on. Let me screen grab that.
Oh, you want the formula?
Yeah, because I saw
Oh, I
yours
could
changed and mine doesn't change.
Dude, I'll just DM it to you.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, I got you.
Also, all's going well. You guys have a great time.
Awesome. Appreciate you, bro. Yeah, sorry guys, Jordan's on the team, so I love all you guys, but he's gonna come first. Just let me DM this to him really quick. All right. I didn't see who was talking a second ago that I called on before Jordan jumped in. Who was that?
Oh, it was me, Randy. I'll just
Oh
tell
yeah,
you
what's
I
up,
can
Randy?
wait. No, I can wait.
No, you're good
wait.
now. Yeah.
No, I'm kind of doing something right. I'm just listening right now, so I can just, give a little more time.
Oh, all right. What's
Sean,
up? All right, go ahead.
Sean, one
Yeah.
question. Do you have
Oh,
like
Kent, yeah, you had your hand up a while ago. What's up, man?
I'm done, man. We just did mine, but I just want to know. So somebody that who's like, brand new. I told a friend about this. If they go to your YouTube channel before they actually sign up and stuff, can they start learning about Deal Sniper and all that stuff from the beginning, or do they gotta first
No,
get in the
this
disco? Huh?
no. This training that we're on right now is going live on my Discord. I don't gatekeep anything.
Yeah, I'm
It'll
not talking
all be
about
up there.
this training. I'm saying somebody else that hasn't that maybe never heard any of these terminology that you're speaking of right now
Uh-huh.
wants to start from the beginning. Do you have those videos on your YouTube? Or
Yeah, they're under the
Okay.
playlist Wholesaling 101.
Okay, cool. Thanks, man. That's
And then
it.
anything else you need, like any topics that, because the Wholesaling 101, that playlist covers wholesaling in general. And then after
Right.
that, it's more deal sniper heavy, which is seller finance. But if you
Right.
guys ever need anything topic covered that's just general wholesaling, yeah, just let me know and I'll make you a
All
video.
right. Perfect, man. Thanks.
Cool. Let's see. Darren, I'm gonna get you in 1 second. RT Real Estate. I don't think we've heard from you yet. Go for it. You're muted if you're talking, by the way.
Hey, sorry about that. Yes. Sorry about that. I sent you a DM with the information. It's from Rich the Goat on Discord.
You sent
I got
me
a
a
count.
DM? Okay, hold
I
on.
got a counter offer. I just wanted to try to review that.
You got a counter offer. All right, let me see here. What is your name on Discord?
It should be under Rich the Goat.
Oh, got you. Okay. Counter offer received. So you originally offered them 350,000, 349,000. Seller finance $15,000 down, 1,200. When you send out these offers, make sure you clean up your numbers. $1,203 monthly payment should have been 1,200. So they're
Gotcha. Yeah, usually I do. I think on that case I was kind of burnt out. Maybe I missed it.
No, it's all good. I just want to make sure you guys stay consistent because realtors are looking for any fucking reason not to use you guys. Sorry, Mom. So $349,000 purchase price. Okay, that's the same. Seller finance 115. Yeah, there's no way. Absolutely not. They're asking. I mean, the most we could ever give them as a down payment is 35,000. They're asking for 115.
Gotcha. I was thinking of it.
And I would let them know, like, how long has this property been on market?
Oh, definitely over more than 100 days. I don't have the exact date
Yeah.
at the moment.
I mean, in a polite and professional way, I would tell them the exact same thing I said to the other one. Look, I know what my buyers are going to buy. That's way too much, especially for a property that's been listed for, and then you fill in however long it's been listed for. And then you do the takeaway. Tell your sellers, your clients, whatever. My offer is good for 30 days if they change their mind, and then move on to another deal. That's the takeaway. Yeah, no, you're crazy. Let me know when you come back to reality, and then we can talk, because you don't have time to be wasting on stuff like this. Not when I mean, I don't know if you guys have checked who's rung the bell lately, but there's like 15 or 20 deals just this week, and it's only Tuesday, that are getting locked up from real estate agents that are not crazy. And it may not be the real estate agent; it could very well be the sellers themselves, and maybe the real estate agent shook their head when they saw the offer too. That's very possible. But yeah, $115,000. There's no way. The purchase price would have to be $1.15 million in order for us to give $115,000 on a down payment.
Okay, gotcha. So just counter offer with that 10%.
Yeah, yeah. Say, hey, look, and be honest. Say, full disclosure, this is the highest we can do. I can give you 30. You still want to leave yourself a little wiggle room.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay. Darren, what's up, dude?
Yeah, I was just asking. He was asking, what title company do you intend to use, and will escrow be open? I don't.
Oh,
I don't
title company we like to use is Stewart Title. They're a
Okay.
very well-known nationwide company. So let him know you're going to respond with something like this. We'll typically use Stewart Title, and we'll pick a branch that's closest to your seller for paperwork to be signed. And as far as when escrow is going to be open, we open escrow once we find a buyer. There's no point in opening escrow now. Even says in the contract. I mean, if you used ours.
We typically
Yeah.
use Stewart Title. We'll use a branch that's closer to you.
Closest to your seller or your client. And then this would be a good segue to ask them, hey, is your seller in town, or do I need to arrange for this to be somewhere else?
Okay. We're closer to your client, and escrow will be open once we find a buyer.
As soon as we identify which of our buyers is going to take this down. Say it that way. That's better.
As soon as we identify which one of our buyers.
Yep. Because you see how that sounds a lot different. The nuance behind that is, as soon as we find a buyer, we'll open escrow. As soon as we identify which one of our buyers is going to take this down, we'll open escrow.
What, so I said take this deal or
take this down?
Take this
or
down.
Yeah, that's realtor talk for take the deal.
Take this down. And then you said this, I should use this as like a segue to ask if the client's in town.
Hey, just want to make sure, are your clients in town, or do I need to pick a Stewart Title that's somewhere else? I'm trying to make it convenient for them.
The client in town because I want to use one that's at your convenience. Okay, thank you.
No problem. All right, who's next? I can't see the screen. J.K. Gravitt, what's up?
Yeah, I'll go. Thanks. One thing, can you send me that formula for the monthly payment also? I also don't have it on under the seller finance on the inputs.
Sure. What's your name on Discord?
Yeah, J.K. Gravitt there.
Oh, okay. Let's see. Why don't I see you? Are you in Deal Sniper?
Yeah.
at JK. Wait, what is it?
Well, on this thing it says J.K. Gravitt. I mean, my name is
No, no.
James. I don't
On Discord, what's your
on
name
Discord.
on Discord?
Yeah, it's I thought it was Jake. Yeah, it's James.
Oh, just James?
Yes, sir.
James. Okay. So I put it in it's in the main chat, but it's right there. Gotta copy it.
Yes, sir, I see it. And then I guess my real question was about sub 2. I had somebody come back and they, that maybe were interested in the seller finance, but I do have a mortgage. And I guess there's 3 things I want to ask about. How do we stop it from the bank accelerating the loan if they find out that they did something like this?
Oh, so from them calling the loan due. Okay, so that's a great question. For those of you that don't know what he's asking, not a lot. Actually, this doesn't happen a lot at all. There's only a few banks that actually are notorious for doing this. But if a bank, the lender, whoever's got the mortgage, some of them don't like subject to, and we are under no obligation to tell them. Title doesn't tell them. The seller doesn't tell them. So the chances of them finding out are slim to none. And most of them, if they do, they don't care. But the ones that do care, they'll call the loan due. So what I typically do, because there's nothing you can do once the deal is done. Like you can't predict if they're going to have an issue. So what I like to do is find out what's their mortgage company. If it's one of the ones that are notorious for calling the loan due, then I would write the deal up as a wrap instead of a sub 2. And a wrap is the exact same thing as a sub 2. Everything's the same. The only difference is the end buyer or the investor doesn't do anything with the taxes, and the deed doesn't transfer at the close of the sale. The deed transfers when the mortgage is paid off. So it's truly like buying a car where you don't get your title until the loan's paid off. It's the exact same thing. That's the only difference. So do you know what mortgage company they have?
No, the agent's getting all the information for me I need for this right now.
Yeah, I would find that out first. I'll tell you right now, the ones that you don't want to see, LendingTree, Rocket Mortgage. Those 2 are notorious for calling loans due on a subject to. So if it's one of those, I would just write it up as a wrap. If it's like a Wells Fargo, a Bank of America, or any other Fannie Mac bank, I would you're good. They're not going to call the loan due. And if the seller really has that much of an issue with it, like, oh, I don't know if they're going to call the loan due, tell them to keep their mouth shut. No, I mean, you can tell them that, but just write it up as a wrap anyway. Again, it's almost identical to a sub 2. The only difference is let me show you on a seller finance. So this part here, the seller is still responsible for that. The buyer would not be responsible for it, which also means the seller gets the tax benefit from the mortgage. The buyer does not. So it's still kind of like not that big of a deal. You're getting the tax benefits on a house that you don't have to pay the mortgage for, but you're getting the tax credit for it.
Okay, cool. He also mentioned that once we had it written up, he was going to suggest for the seller to show it to an attorney.
Okay, yeah, that's fine. As a matter of fact, yeah, it says it. Yeah, look, anything that I'm associated with, it's above board because I don't play that game. I'm not going to jail. I'm not a guy that's going to be good at jail. So I'm not even going to risk it. But there's even a clause in our contract that they have to initial that says we told them to go get a lawyer. It says it in there. Go have this checked out by a lawyer, and they have to initial that they saw that. So yeah, they can show it to a lawyer. I don't give a shit.
Okay, perfect. And then one more thing, would putting this property into a trust protect them anytime from acceleration on the loan or anything?
You know what? That's a great question. I have no idea. Let me find out. I don't know how fast I can find out. Let's see. I will send him a message and see if he can answer me.
That's cool. I said, we don't have to hold everybody up. I was just, when you find out, that'd be cool. And then I guess
I'll let you know.
Yeah, I appreciate it. And my last question is, when we're telling those people we're going to do a balloon, obviously the shorter the balloon would be better for the seller, the longer would be better for the buyer. Where do we want to start at? Do we want to start at 8, 10? What are we looking at?
As long as you're not, this is purchase price dependent. you never, no matter what, you don't want to go less than 7 years.
Sure.
But if the purchase price is higher, then you want to raise your minimum accordingly. So if you're pushing like 7 years as a minimum is good for anything probably up to like $250,000-$300,000. Once you're pushing 350-ish and above, you want to make your minimum at least 10 years, 10 to 12. So it's the longer the better, obviously. And if you're, and you guys, I mean, hopefully you guys aren't, unless you're experienced, you're not going for $1 million properties. But if you are going for $1 million property, you probably want to have that to be at least 15 to 20 years on your balloon, your minimum.
And then and you said earlier in the contract, the anticipation is that the house is going to improve 40%.
Yeah. Actually, I can show you guys. I can't show you guys the whole contract because we signed an NDA because we had like lawyers put this together. That's why you're like, yeah, they're gonna have a lawyer look at it. Go ahead. Our lawyer was more expensive than yours, but our balloon clause, I don't feel is an issue for me showing you because I literally just said it out loud. So I don't know if you want to pause the screen when you guys are watching this video, or I'll leave it up here for a while. But here's the balloon clause. That's it. It's just one sentence. Can you guys see that?
Yeah. Okay, cool.
Yeah, there you go. Am I going blind? No, I'm just kidding. All right. So yeah, I mean, this is literally at the end of the terms on the contract, just like on the video where I said you just put the terms there. Below that, if there's a balloon, you're going to put balloon, and then whatever years you agreed upon, and then right under that you just paste this.
Perfect. Okay. That's all I have right now, and I appreciate it.
Not a problem. All right, who's next? No, I'm asking you guys who's next because I don't see any more hands raised. Nobody else has any more questions?
All right, let me just take this opportunity. All right, so here's the deal. I got a realtor just reach out to me on a property because I know her, so she's calling me just to ask to see if my investors would like to look into this deal. I don't know if I should, talk like certain information, or should I just DM you privately?
What do you need me to look at? The actual? Did she give you the terms that they want?
She just gave me the property and everything. I just inserted in Deal Sniper and everything. I literally don't know what to do next, so that's the reason why I, kind of message you before this live because I don't know what to do next. But she said I told her that I'm a wholesaler and I have my, I have a group of investors I work with, so stuff like that. So I don't know what to do next, to be honest with you.
So you popped it into Deal Sniper already, and it gave you the numbers.
Yes.
Okay. So what you're going to do, I'll show you on this one. Obviously, you'll do it on yours for your screen. I don't want to put your deal up here. But what you'll do is, so you put in a Deal Sniper, and it gave you this. Have you cleaned up your numbers? That's
yes, I did.
one. Okay, perfect.
Yes.
So your numbers are clean. You have her name, obviously, so you put that there.
Mm-hmm.
You have your name, you put that there. And then you copy this, and you just email it to her.
And that's it? And she gives like a positive response, I just reach out back to you?
Yep.
Okay, easy. All right, thank you.
Yeah, this is easy.
All right. Alrighty. Just to let you know, the house is over 400,000. It's been on the market for like over 60 days.
That's okay. I mean, typically I tell people who are newer to stay below 350, but I mean,
yeah, I know.
And plus, this one was given to you. It's like a referral.
Right.
You can't control what the referral is.
Exactly. So, all right, I'll message you, man. Appreciate it. Thank you.
No worries.
All right.
Hey, Sean.
What's up, dude?
I was going through one of your videos that you had in YouTube, and you were talking about when you were showing like what to put for the wholesale fee, and you had a scale, and it said something like under 200K was 20K, between 200 and 300K was 25, and between 300 and 400 was 35K. Is that like something different, or you still feel that way?
I'm so confused. What video were you watching?
Dude, it was one of your videos on YouTube that I caught. I don't remember which one it is. I just was
So
listening to it.
what was I say? What did I say in there? Say it again.
It was like to understand like a general understanding of what to ask for a wholesale fee, and it was if the purchase, and you said, if I heard it correctly, it said if the purchase price was under 200K, you put 20K, and then between 200 and 300 was 25, between 300 and 400 was 35. I mean, I'll try to find that video and find that part and let you know, but
But for
unless
the
I'm
wholesale fee, no, I mean, I always, in all my videos, if we're talking about the assignment fee, my assignment fee is typically standard at 10 grand. So that wouldn't change depending on what the purchase price
well,
is.
do you
Purchase
have
price-
any kind of scale like that involves those type of numbers that you're saying?
No, the only other thing that I could think of, you did somewhat give a down payment scale, but the down payment scale changes depending on the purchase price. It's always 10%. So the down
Yeah,
payment changes depending on the purchase price.
I don't know what. I guess I'll
Find the video again and send it to me. So because can't
Right.
think of which one you were watching or what I was
Right.
talking about.
Okay, I'll find it.
Yeah, send it to me. I'm kind of curious now.
Yeah.
All right. Does anybody else have any questions that I can answer
Yeah.
right
so-
now?
Yes, sir.
Oh, what's up, England? Oh,
Hey.
hold on 1 second, George. What's up, England?
Yeah, I was just seeing if there's a time where we could go over that 10-unit billing I sent you through email.
Yeah.
It doesn't
okay.
have to be now. I know we're recording and everything.
No, it's all good. I still have to interview you. I was supposed to do that at 4 o'clock, and I'm so behind today.
Yeah, no worries. I seen everything in the Discord, so I figured. But whatever works for you.
Are you not for the underwriting, but for the interview, because that's kind of back burner stuff.
Mhm.
Are you available at all tomorrow, like mid-morning ish?
Yeah. If you shoot me over like a time, like either through text or Discord or whatever, we
Okay.
can set it up.
Okay, that works. And then as far as your 10 unit, I will. Do you need help with it, or do you just want to know if we can dispo it?
Yeah, I need help with it. Because
Okay.
I haven't comped for something that big.
Okay. Then what I'll do, I have. What do I have tonight? Oh shit! I gotta talk to. You know what? Is this pressing? Like, do you need to get the seller an answer, or can it wait till tomorrow morning?
We can do tomorrow morning.
Okay, so I will shoot you a time. Just text me tomorrow whenever you're like, hey, I'm available from now until whenever, and
Okay.
then we'll just jump on right then and there. I'll help you with it, and then we'll do the little quick interview.
All right, sweet. Sounds good.
Perfect. Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. George, are you still on here?
Hey, what's
no,
up,
yeah,
man?
yeah.
Sorry. So I'm seeing everyone getting deals and stuff. I just want to make sure I'm putting in the right settings or filters on the websites. I might be,
Oh,
I
like
think I might
Redfin?
be reaching out too far. I'm doing like 90 days plus.
That's good.
Are you sure? Okay.
Oh yeah, the longer the better.
Well, what I'm running into is the ones that are like 120 days. Typically, what I'm finding out is those ones have like special like foreclosure or something issues or something like. But I would,
no, that's definitely something that can be an issue, because most people, when they want to sell a house and it's been on market, they usually sign a 60 to 90-day contract with a realtor. And once that hasn't closed, then they're like, okay, I don't know what you're doing, but they pull it off market, they regroup, and usually they switch realtors. For people who leave it on past the contract expiring, those are usually people who are like, well, the house is going to go to foreclosure anyway, who cares? Or, the house is, demolished on the inside, so who really cares? Like, they don't care. Or
Yeah.
or the realtor's a family member. So you do run into that. What I would suggest, what city are you marketing in?
that's the secret, sir. Just kidding. So
Is the population 750 or above?
yes, yeah. Well, no, it was 500 and above that I was doing. So should I move it to 750?
Maybe switch it to 750.
Okay. Usually what I'm trying to do is not hit all the major ones like that everyone else is doing. So I ran this questionnaire through Chat GPT with trying to hit smaller, but with certain limits of cities to kind of give me so I'm not fighting with everyone else.
Well, here's my thought on that. And everybody, you guys don't try and copy me. Do whatever works for you. But here's my opinion.
Uh-huh.
If you're in somewhere, let's use Milwaukee, for example. I'm going to go there real quick. Now, I completely understand that people don't want to compete with a lot. The less competition you have, the better. You better chance of you locking up. But right now, just in this little part of Milwaukee, there's 671 homes listed. There's a total of 111 people using Deal Sniper, and most other wholesalers are cash. They don't know how to do seller finance. They don't know how to do creative. And if they do, they're not targeting on-market properties. So really, the only people you're competing with are the other 108 people that are in Deal Sniper that know about this. So you're probably better off going to those bigger, major areas because one, it's going to be more leads for you to work on. Two, the bigger the area, the bigger your buyer pool. So it's going to be easier to sell your deal. And three, you'll have more options to deal with, even for the longer listed properties that, may have, won't have a foreclosure or some other catastrophic issue with the house.
Okay, that makes sense. Okay.
Like the more options you have to work with, the better chance you're going to find something that works.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. So when my filters, I've been doing 3 bedrooms, houses. I've been doing, I think like almost 250 and below. Should I raise that up to a certain amount higher or?
The only real filter that I do now, I use Redfin. I know most of their
That's
filters.
all I use too.
Okay. The only one I do is I take off coming soon because I want the old stuff, and I do that. That's it.
You take off what?
I take off the coming soon because
okay.
I only want properties that are been listed for a while, and I hit more than 90 days.
Oh,
so
okay.
That's it. Now, I mean, if you're looking now, you will get properties that go a little bit above the 350 threshold, but that's just a threshold that I give you to make your deals easier. Doesn't mean you can't move them. You can absolutely move them. And I mean, even just with this page right here, I don't see any of them above 300.
Yeah.
I mean, this one's close at 259. But yeah, you could literally put an offer in on every. Oh, there's a 420. Oh, yeah, I'm taking that day off. Here's a 419, a 499. But for the most part, out of those 4 on this whole page, you can offer on every single one of them. I mean, they've all been listed for 90 days. The only other thing that I would do that can kind of hedge your bets for all of you, look for properties that are vacant or staged. So if I look at this one really quick, I wouldn't do a seller finance on that. You could do a cash offer on that, but yeah, you're gonna have to offer like $25,000. Anyway, like this house, you guys can tell it's lived in. Someone is living here right now. Oh shit! Wait, maybe it's vacant. They left their curtains here. I see what it is. It was the curtains and the couch that threw me off because I'm like, a stager wouldn't use this stuff. But no, this house is vacant. That'll definitely help if you throw offers on vacant homes versus homes that have tenants in them or occupied by the owner. Because people who still live in their house when it's listed, 9 times out of 10 need the money from the sale of the house in order to move. So they might not be able to take 13,000, or in this case would be what, 10,000 that we would offer them. They need more than that. So even if they want to take a seller finance, they can't. But if the house is vacant, they already live somewhere else. They don't necessarily need this whole $200,000 right now. So you might have a better chance of them accepting your seller financing offer, especially if it's been listed for 90 plus days.
All right. Cool, man. I appreciate it. I'll mess with my filters and try again. Thank you.
No worries. Anybody else got a question?
Hey, Sean, I got one more question if you don't mind.
Go for it.
On a sub 2, how does it affect the seller's credit?
As far as DTI?
Yeah, like can they get another loan if they want to get into another house or buy a car or whatever?
Oh, that's a good question.
Or does it mess up their debt to income?
Here's the way that it works. if we have servicing set up, which is a fancy way of saying once the deal is closed and the buyer's been making the payment.
Right.
What it is, and I don't know exactly what it is, but I'll find out for you guys because I was just based off the max, which is 6 months. But there is some sort of sliding scale. So the way that it works, and again, take this with a little bit of a grain of salt because I'm not 100% sure on the numbers. Oh, excuse me. When we first do it, the first month or the first 1 to 3 months is like 25% of what that mortgage payment is. As long as we've been making those payments or the buyer's been making those payments for 3 months, then 25% of that payment isn't counted towards the DTI. Once it's 6 months, then it's 50%. I mean, it keeps going up from there in like weird numbers, like 66%. Long story short is after a year, anyone underwriting, if they want to buy a house, open a credit card, buy a car, as long as it's not a computer that's underwriting it, like it's an actual person that's looking at it, which most loan facilities that do that, it's a person looking at it. That DTI doesn't, it goes down. They look at it, they say, okay, they have a mortgage, but they will see the servicing from the escrow company showing that someone else has been making that payment, and then that payment doesn't count against their DTI anymore. So it's 100% not off their DTI. It's still there. It can still be shown. It's still going to pop up on their credit, but it'll also show that someone else is responsible for that payment and that payment has been being made. So then they don't count it.
Beautiful. Perfect. I appreciate it.
No problem. All right. Who else has got a question? What's up, Francisco?
Just a quick question. Are we targeting houses that need basically like rehabbing them, or like, because I've been looking and some of them are, I guess, not new construction, but they've been remodeled and they've
Okay.
been on the market for past 90 days. So my question is, do we still target these type of houses that have already been remodeled, or do we target houses that need rehab on them?
So if you were talking about a cash offer, you'd probably want to target houses that need work. Obviously, you can justify getting it for a lower price. If you're talking about seller finance or deal sniper deals in general, the nicer the house is, the easier it is for you to move to the seller. Also, the more justification you have for giving them a little bit more money.
Okay.
If the house is like super jacked up, then the investor, because you got to put yourself in their shoes. A good investor can put themselves in multiple people's shoes. So the seller, the real estate agent in this situation, or the investor at the end. So as an investor, if I was going to buy a house, let's take this one right here for $54,900. I see the windows boarded up. I can only imagine what it looks like on the inside. If that needs $50,000 worth of work, well, then I'm going to really be scrutinized how much you're asking me as my entry fee. So you may not make a full $10,000 on that because you're already pushing it. Because from the buyer standpoint, I got to pay your assignment fee. I got to pay the seller's entry fee. I have to pay the closing costs. Then I have to pay the money to rehab the property. That's going to take about 2 to 3 months. And then I have to find a tenant, put them in there. And after the first month, that's when I made my first dollar. That's 4 months later. But if the house is already in good shape, and when I say good shape, I don't mean you can do seller financing on any house. Okay. Absolutely any house. You just need to make sure you take certain things into consideration. For that house, let me go back to it. That one at the top of the list that I clicked on that was gutted on the inside. I'll show you what I'm talking about with Deal Sniper Direct. So let me get this address. So as we can see, this house needs work, a lot of it. If I go to Deal Sniper, let's put this one in. Now we already know Deal Sniper is going to add money to the purchase price, right? Because we want to make it enticing. But if the house needs that much work, no, you're selling it for $73,600. You've been on market for 90 days, and your house is that much work. I'm not giving you an extra anything. I'm going to give you exactly what you asked for. This is the only time I will be specific. There you go. There's the offer. Now I'm still going to clean this up. And then I'm still going to clean up the monthly payment. Yeah, there's my offer. I'm not, because it doesn't make any sense to give them an extra $10,000, 5, 15, 20, whatever. Because when the investor looks at it, like, wait a minute, because they know how much these houses are worth. Investors are going to do their due diligence on the property as well. They're not stupid. So they're going to look at it. They're going to run their numbers. They're going to say, well, wait a minute. This house has been on market for this many days. Why am I paying so much more over the asking price? Granted, yeah, I'm getting terms, but it's not worth it because I got to put $50,000 into this property. So that's what I would do. If the property looks like this, or it's like super jacked up or whatever, I would come down back to the original asking price and then build my offer off of that.
Okay.
All right.
That's it. Thank you so much.
No problem, dude. Who else? I can't see the screen. Who else had a question? Oh, okay. Cool.
I got a question. I couldn't get my mic off.
Oh, no worries. Go for it.
Man, I just been in here cleaning up. I jumped in kind of late, but first off, if this is who I think it is, man, I appreciate you. I've been watching you for years on YouTube, if I'm not mistaken, right?
I haven't. No, well, you're welcome, but I've only been on YouTube for like 2 months.
Oh, okay, so it's maybe not the same person, but the game that you gave right now, amazing. Since I've been on a call for past few 20, 30 minutes. But listen, I did hear you say something about cleaning the numbers up, and I don't think I was on the call at that moment. Can you just real quick, like when you first put the deal in, what do you mean by cleaning the numbers real quick?
Yeah, no problem. Do I have an address on deck? Yeah, I do. Okay, cool. So when you put the deal in, right, you can see that it's listed for $73,600.
Of course.
And it's going to, because Deal Sniper is an amazing tool. It really is. The way that it scrubs information, pulls everything from there, it's great. But on this portion of Deal Sniper, as a system, this is just a calculator.
Right.
So it's going to give you these very exact numbers.
Right.
To a human, that looks off.
Right.
Why are you offering me $85,600? Why want to? So that's when I say clean up your numbers.
Right.
So just round them off. That's basically what I'm saying. Like this monthly payment, who the hell wants $572.33? You know what I mean? Just
right.
$500. The down payment, $5,998.30.
Okay.
Nah, we'll just do $6,000.
Okay. I kind of figured that, but you know that's a powerful piece. Because I like to see numbers. That might just be my weird brain, but
no, that's everybody. That's why I keep preaching to people: clean up your numbers, because when a realtor gets something like that looks computer generated, they just assume it's a spam call or a scam. They're not going to click on it. They're not going to call you back. They're just going to delete it.
Right, 100%. You just want to make it humanized.
Exactly.
Clean up the auto tune. I got you.
Yep.
Perfect, man. I appreciate you so much. I'm locked in. I just joined probably like last week before last or something like that. So,
cool. Well, if you need anything else, let me know. I'm always in here.
Thank you, brother.
No worries. Leslie, you had a question.
Sean, I don't have a question. I just want to have a word with you either tonight or tomorrow morning.
Let's see. Tomorrow morning, you're in the Discord, right? Because I recognize your name.
Yeah.
So just shoot me a DM anytime after 10 p.m. Central Time, and then we'll jump in a one-on-one, and I'll help you out with whatever you need.
Okay.
Cool.
All right. Thanks.
You're welcome. Does anybody else need anything? Raphael.
I have one more question. Yes.
Yeah.
Also, we can use Deal Sniper to we can leverage Deal Sniper to find buyers too, or is that a thing? I think I might have heard you say.
No.
Okay.
Deal Sniper won't get you buyers.
Right. Okay.
If you're looking to, and I know I keep saying it, I'm sorry, but I'm sure you guys can see how busy I am, and even I have to sleep sometimes. I am building a full series for the YouTube video library section of how to dispo a deal yourself.
Okay. Cool. No,
it's not going to be done.
I have buyers. I just didn't know if you never have too many though. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, of course.
But I just didn't know if that was because I'm still trying to figure out all the ways to leverage the platform. So
yeah, Deal Sniper is primarily just for finding and doing seller financing deals. It won't help you find buyers. Now that's not true, because if you find someone that is selling, okay, I'll give you here. Now this is kind of like, I don't want to say advanced strategy. That's making it sound way cooler than it is.
No,
But
just leveraging it as much as
look
possible.
at this one here. Whoever is selling this house bought the house intending to flip it and then didn't finish or doesn't want to finish.
Right.
That might be a buyer.
Right.
So if you can connect with Thomas and get this property under contract, then once you get your paperwork, you're going to find out the name of the person who owns this property.
Right.
And then you can reach out to them like, hey, I saw what you did with the property. You're trying to finish it. What happened? You build a little bit of rapport. Like, are you still buying properties? They may say no, but it's worth a phone call.
Right. Right. Just find buyers. Just find people. I mean, just in general. And
absolutely.
And even once, I feel like a good way to leverage this platform, once you understand how to create the deals and understand, the market and use the platform, you can create buyers, and teach them. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you got the money, you know what I'm saying? I can teach you how to work real estate. You know what I'm saying? Ultimately, like,
it's funny that you mentioned that, because one of the things, once everyone in the community, everyone's interested in wholesaling, not everyone in the world, but once the majority of wholesalers get a really good understanding of seller finance and creative deals, the amount of deals that you can move, the way that you look at deals are so different.
Right.
That I did a seller financing deal. It was a subject to hybrid. So it was a seller finance plus a subject to, and it involved the guy traded his equity to get a truck and trailer.
Right.
So I found another wholesaler who wholesales cars, didn't even know that was a thing.
Yeah, of course.
Connected with him.
Right.
He found me a truck and trailer. The seller traded his $50,000 worth of equity for that truck and trailer, and then we did the subject to on his mortgage. Done.
Yeah.
Once you have a good understanding of all the different exit strategies, there should be no deal that you can't close if you're dealing with a reasonable seller.
Yeah, and you really go crazy once you understand how to leverage personal and business credit.
I would have been making money already.
Leslie, mute yourself, bro.
Oh, I'm sorry. I realize that I'm driving.
It's all good. Happens to me too.
Yeah, once you learn how to leverage your business and personal credit, then it all, just full circle, and just the full financial market. Once you understand it, it just makes real estate makes so much sense.
Absolutely.
But thanks, bro. I appreciate you.
Not a problem. Let me know if you need anything else.
For sure.
All right. So I ask this question a lot. I know I sound like a broken record when I ask if anyone else has any more questions. I'm planning on being on here until you guys don't have any more questions. So I don't want you to think, also for you new people, this is not one of those communities where there's a stupid question. There's no such thing as a stupid question. I don't believe in that. So I'm going to be on here until you guys need me. So don't get like shy or, I don't want to ask a stupid question. If you have a question, ask me. That's literally what I'm here for. All right. Oh, no, we found one. What's up, Matthew? Matthew.
Allow. There you go. Okay. Quick question for you. I don't know if this is the right format for me to ask you regarding cold callers, but this is only for
No, that's fine. I'm here. This for those of you that don't know, you can ask me anything about wholesaling. This doesn't have to just be about Deal Sniper. This is training for everyone.
Okay, so my question I wanted to ask quickly was about criteria for the cold callers to be calling. I have some from other programs or teachers I've followed, but so what's kind of in my mind is absentee owner, 350,000 and below, 30 to 100% equity, at least 5 years of ownership of the house. The build should be more than 2010 and exclude LLCs and trustee-owned properties. What do you think about that? Do you have your own list that you would recommend?
No, that one's pretty standard. The only thing, and it really depends on what your understanding of seller financing or creative financing is, because the 30 to 100% equity, I understand that, especially for looking at it from a cash deal standpoint. But we can subject to or seller, we can subject to, or even hybrid sometimes if the deal still cash flows, a property that's upside down, which wouldn't even pop up on your radar for a lead that could come in based off of your filters. So if your understanding of creative financing, or at least subject to, is there, you can go a little bit lower on the equity. Plus, I mean, you're in the Discord community, so even if your understanding isn't 100%, you just ask me.
Right, of course. Okay, so I don't have to be so particular, and it might even be to our benefit that the house should be renovated already, basically, for the ease of the deal and cash flow.
If they're open to seller financing or some sort of creative offer, yes.
Gotcha.
If it's just a straight cash deal, you don't have any leverage to get them to go with you at such a deep discount.
Gotcha. Okay.
So my idea, this is for everyone. When you're gathering leads, I like a big, broad, wide net. The bigger, the better. Does that mean you're going to get a lot of deals that you can't sell? Absolutely. Yes, it is. But if you have the knowledge base to have an exit strategy for just about every deal that comes across your desk, I'd rather have that and just deal with the ones that there's nothing that most other people wouldn't even consider them coming in as a lead, because anything could be a lead.
Wow. Okay.
That's just me though. Like not everyone does that. I'm a fire sign. There's nothing I can't do. So yeah, I'm gonna do it my way.
I really like the idea of having other exit strategies other than just cash. So this is from basically a cash offer type of training. So if you were to tweak, and if I could give the cold calling company, I guess, your wide net, so to say, criteria, what would you tweak from the list that I just mentioned?
I would definitely say that the equity can be lower. I think you said it was what, 30 to 100% of equity. Yeah, I mean you can do 0 to 100.
Mm-hmm.
Because here's the thing: anyone who doesn't have any equity in their house but is interested in selling, that's a done subject to deal. Because here's why: especially for on-market deals. I know I'm kind of blending the lines here a little bit, but follow me. For on-market deals, if you find out it's a subject to, and I just did a video on this the other day, it's posted somewhere. I don't remember what the title was, but if the property is listed for just about or a little bit more than what the mortgage balance is, that should be 100% guaranteed subject to deal. And here's why: let's say somebody owes $180,000 on their house, and for whatever reason, we don't know their motivation, they're selling it for $200,000. How much money are they going to walk away with if they sell it traditionally on market? They're going to walk away with 20 grand. No, they're not, because they still have to pay closing costs. They still have to pay that realtor. So they're probably going to be walking away with 5 to 10 grand. But you can come in there and say, look, we can just do a subject to. In the back of your head, you can give them at least 10%. Their mortgage is $180,000. So what can you give them? 18 grand. And you could probably build it into where you could pay some of the closing costs or negotiate on their behalf with the realtor. Like, look, we're trying to get this deal closed for them. I want to make sure you get paid. I'm going to help them out. What can you do? Even if they have to pull $3,000 to $4,000 out of that, they're walking away with almost double if they would have sold it traditionally. And once you get them to see that math, there's no reason why they should say no.
Amazing.
So, and it's the exact same thing with an off-market deal. If you have a deal that has low equity and one of the cold callers calls them, are you interested in selling? Yeah, I'm interested in selling. And then you find out, do you have a mortgage? Yeah, I've got a mortgage. Okay, how much do you want to sell? How much do you want to sell your house for? Okay, cool. How much is the mortgage? And you find out there's a very little gap to where they're not going to make any money. If they sell it to you cash, pitch them sub 2. Hey, look, if you sell it to me cash, you're only going to make this much. But if we do this over here, which is called a subject to, I can give you twice that. And it's literally the same thing. You don't have to worry about the mortgage anymore. We're going to take care of it. Only difference on this one, you're going to get more money.
Mm-hmm.
Not a whole lot of rational people are going to say no to that. Now, there is times, I don't want to make it seem like if they say no, they're crazy. There are times where creative financing won't work. If it's a divorce, creative financing is not going to work in most states, because the divorce decree is going to stipulate that they have to sell that asset, dissolve it, and then split the proceeds. If you do a subject to or even a seller finance, that asset, that loan is still in their name, so it's not being dissolved, so the court order won't allow it. So if it's someone says, well, if I say, why are you selling? Oh yeah, we're getting a divorce. I'm not even going to pitch creative financing. We're just going to try and make it work as a cash deal. So there are instances where, again, here's another one. If they're living in the property that they're selling, then chances are they're going to need the money from the sale to move. And if that's the case, then a seller finance might not work. So even if they want to take it, they can't because they need more money so they can move.
Mhm.
But yeah, that's the only real filter I would change. I wouldn't add, oh, here's what I would take off. Take off land.
Vacant land.
Yeah, don't let, now there's a lot of, and I'll try and find one that I trust because I don't like pushing you guys anything that I haven't either vetted or I don't trust them. So I'll try and find one that I trust. I don't have a lot of experience with land. I've done it before. I've sold some land deals. I've novated some land deals. Hell, I'm novating 3 right now. But that's not my forte, especially on the disposition side.
Mhm.
So if you're going to be looking to me to help you with getting it sold, I mean, I can help you underwrite it. I can help you comp it. But to getting it sold, I wouldn't bank on me just because, it's not my forte. So if you're going to take off anything, if you want to work with me, on these next upcoming deals until you learn everything, I'd stay away from land.
Okay. So 350 and below, any amount of equity, 5 years or more of ownership. Should that be at all important?
You know what? You could probably drop that down to 2.
Okay.
Yeah, 2 years minimum.
I was thinking at least 3 years because before COVID, just after COVID, the rates started going up, and that, if you could hold the mortgage from before, I'm sure the rates are much better than what they've been in the last 2 years. So anyway.
That's true, but that doesn't mean that if a mortgage. So I did one earlier where I don't remember exactly what it was. It was like 8.25, 8.29. It was something crazy, but because of where the property was located and what the rent was, the deal still had like a 12% cash on cash return at its maximum. So the deal could still be sold because you got to remember the interest rate that dictates that monthly payment. If the interest rate is high, yes, that's one thing. That's not a good thing. But rent rates go up every year. So at some point, that rent rate is going to catch up to that mortgage rate and then surpass it and start yielding positive cash flow.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And when it comes to like home built, like the year built.
Oh, what is your setting?
I was going to say 2010 or older.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. And exclude LLCs and trustee owned properties.
Yeah, because those are, I mean,
hard to get a hold of, I think.
Not necessarily that. So I've got one guy who's a 2nd generation graduate from my team, and that's all he brings me is portfolios. And the way that he gets them is by contacting trust funds and LLC owned properties.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this is his 3rd one this year. This last one he just sent me had 34 properties in it. The one before it had 16. The one before that had 20.
Wow.
So, but I will say, with all respect, his level of wholesaling is a little bit higher than what I understand yours to be. So for now, let's give you the low-hanging fruit and let's keep LLCs and trusts out of it.
Gotcha. Okay. Awesome. I appreciate that. Thanks, Sean.
No problem, dude. All right. Does anybody have any other questions? Really? I'm on fire today. You sure? I'm just joking. Oh, what's up, Francisco?
Hey, so say you have, say you already locked something in, they agreed to the terms, on proceeding to finding a buyer, what would you recommend, I guess, like Facebook or just put it out there or?
So I can give you guys, this is not going to be anywhere near detailed because I don't think, I mean, that would be 3-4 hour video, but I can tell you the basics. The first thing you want to do is you want to make marketing material with your deal. And a marketing material or dispo material is just a fancy way of saying you're making a flyer. You're going to make a flyer. One thing you don't want to do, now this is something that a lot of people, they either 100% agree with me or they disagree with me. This is up to you guys what you want to do. Technically, the deal is under contract. You're safe. However, there are probably a lot of bad wholesalers out there that are still trying to get one over on someone. And me, I don't trust anyone. So I don't ever put the address, the full address on my marketing material. I only put the city, state, and zip code.
Okay.
And then you want to outline the deal. You know, you want to say, hey, this property is a 2-bedroom, 1-bath, 900 square feet. This is what it needs for rehab. We're estimating it's going to cost about this much. Here's what it'll rent out for. Here's what we're looking to sell it for. Here's the breakdown of the deal. And then you want to post that in whatever. So whatever, let's say this deal, what city is it? Milwaukee. So let's say your deal's in Milwaukee. You're going to go on Facebook. You're going to join all the Milwaukee investor Facebook groups. Now, when you're dealing with Facebook, I personally don't think that anyone should be judged by what's on their Facebook, because Facebook is something that's mine. That's for me and my friends and my family, if I had one. But investors absolutely will. So it's just my recommendation. I would clean up anything that could potentially be deemed as offensive off your Facebook. Here's another thing. I would much rather you clean up your Facebook than start a new one. Because when you start a new Facebook and then you start posting things in these investor groups, they're not going to take you seriously. They're going to look at your profile. They're going to say, oh, this is brand new. It's a scam. And they're going to ignore you. I'd much rather you have a clean Facebook that's old, that has some history behind it that people can verify, than start a brand new one because you don't want to clean yours up. Just clean yours up. I'm not saying I don't know what your Facebook is, but I'm talking to everybody.
Right.
So you post the deal, and you literally at the bottom, you post the flyer. And when I say post, you don't have to be a PDF. Copy and paste into a Facebook post, into the group. And then you want to put DM me for additional info or whatever. DM me for details. And then you're going to get hit up by people. Either people are going to reply to your post, and they're going to give you their email address or their phone number for you to send them the rest of the information of the deal, or they're going to hit you up directly in your DMs on Facebook. Here's your biggest issue when you're trying to disposition your old deal, especially when you're going through Facebook. Half the people that reach out to you, probably more than half, that reach out to you are going to be other wholesalers. They're going to pose as buyers, and they're going to say, oh, yeah, I'll take the deal. They're going to try and negotiate the price, yada, yada, yada. And then they're going to turn around and try and wholesale it themselves. That's called a daisy chain.
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing wrong with the daisy chain, not really, but you really have to do it right, and they can get messy if you don't. So I'll use you as an example. We'll use me and you, and what is this? 2757 North 11th Street. So let's say you got this deal locked up for 50 grand. I'm going to use cash because it's easier to understand.
Okay.
So let's say you got this deal locked up for 50 grand. You're selling it for 60. I see the flyer. I hit you. I'm like, hey, man, will you take 65? You're like, oh, can you come up higher or whatever? No, 65 is where I need to be. You're like, okay, cool. So then you're going to send me an assignment contract. I'm going to ask you, hey, I need to see the A and B contract also, or I need the address, just something to get the rest of the information that doesn't show on your flyer that you posted in public. And then they're just going to turn around and try and wholesale it to whoever they think they're going to wholesale it to. And then 2 weeks later, 10 days later, whatever the inspection window is, they haven't found a buyer. They're going to say, hey, man, I changed my mind. And then that's it. Now you're done because you thought this whole time you've had a buyer. Come to find out it was just a wholesaler.
Right.
Now, if you can get them to understand, for me, I tell them, and my same thing with my team, when I'm training them, I say, look, just say this. If you get an inkling that they're a wholesaler, or even if you don't, you just ask everyone, hey, real quick, are you planning, Francisco, on taking this deal down yourself, or are you going to push it to one of your buyers? If you're trying to wholesale the deal, that's absolutely fine, dude. I'm completely okay with that. Just throw your fee on top. I'm good. And they answer, yes, I'm a wholesaler. They're honest with you. I say, yeah, you can do a daisy chain. That's fine. You don't send them an assignment contract. You send them a JV agreement. And you tell them, so in this situation, you lock the deal up for 50. You're selling it for 60. Here I am coming in as another wholesaler, but I'm honest. Yeah, I've got some buyers that are local to the area. I think that they may want it. You say, okay, I'll send you a JV agreement. Just put your fee on top. What does that mean? That means, Francisco, you're selling it for 60. I'm going to push it to my buyers for 65 because you, Francisco, are not going to give me a portion of your assignment. I'm going to go push it to whoever I think is going to buy it. And I'm just going to, whatever I want to make, I'm going to charge them for it.
Okay.
That's how you do a daisy chain properly. You have the wholesaler put their fee, whatever they want to make, which you tell them I'm okay with, because Francisco, you don't care. You're making 10 grand. Who cares?
Right.
Like, do you? And this is a question everyone needs to really ask themselves, because all of you at some point are going to get deals under contract, and you're going to come across this if you're going to dispo the deal yourself. You're going to talk to a wholesaler that's going to say that they could sell it for you. Do you really care if you're making 10 grand if they make 20? That's a real question. Yeah. I mean, that now, granted, some people will. There are some people on mute right now that said, shit, not me. You better split it. Me, I don't care. I'm one of those people where I don't need to make $1 million on every deal. I just want to do 1 million deals.
That's what you said. As long as you make 10 grand, right?
Yeah. So if you want to do a daisy chain properly, just make sure, hey, if you're a wholesaler, bro, just tell me. I have no problem working with wholesalers. I do have a problem working with dishonest people. If they tell you and they're like, yeah, man, I got this buyer might want it, get them to sign a JV agreement, and you tell them, hey, whatever you want to charge, whatever you want to make on this deal, throw it on top of my purchase price. And 9 times out of 10, they'll be okay with that. Worst case scenario, they'll bring you a buyer, but they'll say, hey, my buyer will only take it at what you're selling it for. Then you can, give them a cut for finding the buyer for you. Typically for me, it's like 15%.
Okay.
15 to 20% is what I'll pay another wholesaler if they bring me a buyer for one of my deals.
Okay.
Did that kind of answer your question?
Yes, sir. One more question. If so, like I said, the closing date, let's use March 18, and we get it under contract, and for just any reason I'm not able to close on that date, how am I able? How do I guess the contract? How does that go? Like, how do I
you mean
remedy
like
myself?
earnest money and all that?
Yeah.
So what you want to do, or what I tell my team to do, is you need to make sure, one, you have a paper trail. So if you have the seller's email address or cell phone number, that's better. Either one of those is better. If not, you need to download like a recording app for your phone. But you want to get them a message in writing, either via text or email, saying, hey, Mr. and Mrs. Seller, unfortunately, I've got some bad news. Looks like we're not going to be able to get this deal moved. None of my buyers bid on it. Here's some of the feedback I got. You want to make sure it's professional. You don't want to just, what I hate more than anything is when I talk to a seller or a realtor and they are familiar with wholesalers and they have a bad taste in their mouth because they were under contract. And then when it came time to do the deal and the inspection period expired, the wholesaler just ghosted them. I hate that.
Okay.
Like, you have no balls if you do that. You are all bun. Okay. So send them an email, send them a text message, and it's twofold. One is self-serving, because you want to have something in writing saying that you informed them that you canceled the contract before the inspection period ended. And then 2, it's common courtesy to the seller. Hey, couldn't sell your deal. Here's some of the feedback I got. Here's some of the offers that I did get. If any of these offers can work for you, let me know. I can move on. I can get one of these buyers to do it. If not, no harm, no foul. Good luck. Have a nice day.
Okay.
That's what a cancellation should be.
Okay.
And then afterwards, now this is an extra step. I call them. At the end of that email, I'll give them all that stuff, tell them why. Hey, I'll give you a call either tomorrow morning or a little later on this evening to go over it. And then I'll call them, because chances are, depending on the deal, depending on the rapport that you've built with this seller, if you did get an offer, let's say, so same deal, you got it for 50, you're trying to sell it for 60, someone said, hey, I'll give you 45, right? Or a bunch of people says, I'll give you 45 for whatever reason. Then you can go back to them and say, look, I got an offer, I got a bunch of offers, and they're from reputable buyers, but they're only offering 40. Is that something you can make work? Because if it is, I can literally get this thing closed in 2 weeks for you. I already got the buyer. If you really want that 50, then either you have to, we're not the buyers for you. Maybe you can list the property or something like that. But none of my thousands of buyers were interested in moving forward at 50,000. But I did get quite a few that were interested in moving at 40. What do you want to do? which is also goes back to why you should always identify yourself as a wholesaler, because then you can have that kind of conversation. Otherwise, if you can't close the deal, hey, I don't want to move forward on the deal, can't move forward on the deal, I'm going to go ahead and cancel. Whatever reason you put is going to be a lie. I couldn't get funding. That's a lie. You were never trying to get funding. You're a wholesaler.
Right.
My contractor said it needs more work. That's a lie. That was the buyer's contractor. And you can have that honest conversation with them and possibly still get the deal sold if you start on the right foot, which is being honest.
Okay. That answers my question. Thank you.
No problem. Anybody else got a question? Okay. Cool.
I got a question.
Oh, we got some more questions. Letitia, what's up? Did I say that right?
Yeah, Leticia. It's fine. So I have a realtor that wants to know more about the deal, the seller finance deal. I don't know if you saw my my post in Discord, but she's saying that the seller is looking for the 12-month payment. I don't know if he wants more money down or what. It's $264 for the purchase price. I put it in the deal deal calculator. I don't know if I'm even using this right, because I'm putting it in the deal calculator. Is the loan amount is it that 245? I don't know. Is it the seller finance amount? Is that what what I put as the loan amount, or?
Yes. Yeah. Seller financing, loan amount, same thing.
Okay.
Like if you want, I can punch the deal in right now and we can underwrite it. You just have to give me the numbers.
Yeah, purchase price 64 grand. Seller finance is 245.
Whoa.
Let me
Wait,
actually.
hold on.
Yeah, let me
You got
pull
the
up
purchase
what I
price of
sent.
64?
264 purchase price.
Oh, 264. Okay. I thought you said 64.
264.
My bad. Okay, and what's the loan amount or seller finance amount?
The seller finance amount is 245.
Okay.
And then
Cash to seller or the down payment?
18,000.
Oh, okay.
It's 18,480, but you want us to clean up
Clean
those
them up.
numbers.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
should we do
And then
18,500 or just 1,800?
I would just do 18,000 even.
Okay.
For the
And
for the
then-
down payment, yeah, I would just do 18,000.
And then the monthly payment seems awfully low. It's at 764, or
What's
I
the
should
rent?
put 7. I should put 7.
Put 700.
Yeah.
Yep. And then what's the rent?
The rent is 1,779. So what should I put? 1,800 or?
Yeah, 1,800. All right. So what you want to do now? Wait, can you guys see my screen? Yeah. Okay. So what you want to do now is once you've got that filled out, you want to click on the seller financing tab down here. And then now we need to put in the taxes and the insurance. So what does Deal Sniper say those are?
Okay, so the taxes and okay, so the taxes a year is should those numbers be exact? 1,500.
No, those can be exact. Those can be exact. They should be.
Okay, so 1,536 for the taxes.
Okay.
And the PITI?
No, I need the insurance.
Oh, 1,008.
$8?
Yes.
Okay. So yeah, I mean this deal's as is. It's fantastic. It's 25% cash on cash return. That's ideal. Anything above 10% is great. Anything above 15% is really good. And anything above 20 is just buyers are drooling.
Okay,
So this deal
so-
works. So what did the seller ask you for? What do they want? different than what you gave them?
Okay, so the realtor is saying the seller's responding with the following. What are the terms of the seller financing? Who is paying taxes and insurance? There is no term proposal. She put length, parentheses. They said they could be interested in a 12-month seller financing if we have more money down.
Okay. So what they're saying, well, the first thing, what's the term and all that? We're going to be updating Deal Sniper to show you guys what all of these terms are. But as a default, the term is 30 years, but there's a 10-year balloon. So what that means is, I'll use this one as an example. So what that means is, on this $245,000, the buyer or the investor is going to be paying $700 a month. If we put it on a 10-year balloon, then that means every single month for 10 years, that buyer is going to be paying the seller $700, which is going to total to about $70,000. So at the end of the balloon, we're going to deduct what we've already paid, which is $70,000 from the 245, and whatever's left, they're going to get that all in one lump sum.
Okay.
Does that make sense? You want me to do it again?
70,000 for.
Hold on. Everyone bust out their calculator right now on your cell phone. Okay. So we're all going to do the math. We're going to start from the very beginning from the purchase price. So $264,000 is what I'm putting into my calculator. I'm going to subtract the down payment. That's $18,000. That leaves me with $246,000. That's the loan amount. Keep that in mind, and you know it's on the screen. So now, this deal is saying that we're going to give the seller $700 a month. So we take 700 times 12, because 12 months in a year. That's $8,400. Oh, my math was off. So we have $8,400 a year. Now we're going to take that $8,400 times 10, because it's 10 years. It's a 10-year balloon. That's $84,000. So now we take that $246,000 that they're seller financing. We subtract the $84,000 worth of payments that they're going to be getting over the next 10 years. And what we're left with is $162,000. That means the final payment that they receive from us, or not us, but the buyer, at the end of the 10-year balloon is going to be a $162,000 check. And then that's it. They're done. They walk away. They've been paid in full. Because they got $18,000 from us at closing. They got $700 a year for 10, or $700 a month for 10 years. That's $84,000, which means what we owe them now is $162,000.
And the
Anybody need me to
max.
do that again? Okay, go
And the
ahead.
max we can go is 18 for the down payment, or is it 21? I think I heard.
The max you can go is 10% of the purchase price. So in this case, it would be $26,000.
6,000 max, just in case they want to. Does that change? So that would change the numbers, obviously.
It does.
Minus
Yeah.
the 264 minus, let's say, 26,000. They want the max. That would change the loan amount.
So in this situation, if the purchase price is $264 minus $26,000, that means they're seller financing $238,000. So if we go back to this, you see the cash on cash dropped a little bit, but nothing crazy. And with that same monthly payment, I mean, we're still plugging and playing the same numbers. So we're going to take the final amount, loan amount, $238,000, and put that in my calculator, minus $84,000. That means the final check that they get from us at the end of the 10-year balloon would be $154,000.
Oh, I see. Larger. Okay. I got it.
Does that make a little bit more sense?
Yeah, it makes more sense now. I'll reach back to the realtor and with this.
Well, hold on
information.
but there is one thing that she said that kills the deal.
Mhm.
They said that if you gave them more money, they'd be willing to do up to a 12-month term. That's not long enough. The term has to be at least, and by term I mean balloon. The term is going to be 30 years or whatever, but we want to make sure that it's for at least 7 as far as the balloon. So they're talking about carrying it for a year. We need them to carry it for 7 years at least.
Yeah. Okay, I'll let her know it won't work with the 12 months.
Yeah, I mean, we can give them more money. I mean, in all honesty, hell, if you want to know your max numbers, if you gave them the full $26,000 as a down payment, you could go as high as, what about 1,200? 1,200 is too much. 1,000. That's too little. 1,150. Nope. 1,125. Yeah, you can give them $1,125 as your maximum monthly payment. But here's the other thing too, and this is a negotiating strategy. When they like your offer, but there's a specific aspect of it that they don't like, which is either going to be the term or the balloon, the down payment or the monthly payment, then it's got to be a give and take. Like, hey, I can give you $26,000 as a down payment. That's fine, but I'm only giving you $500 a month then, if that's the case. Or if they're like, hey, you know, $700 a month is fine, but we'd like 1,000. Okay, I'll give you 1,000, but instead of giving you an extra $15,000 on purchase price, I'm going to give you an extra $10,000 on the purchase price. It's just got to be some sort of give and take.
Okay. Thank you.
But no problem.
What was that? But
Oh, I have a tendency to repeat myself, but there's multiple of you, so it's okay.
Thanks.
No problem. Okay, who else had a question before she started talking? I saw 2 names light up. I just don't remember who it was. Nobody? Okay, cool. If you guys have any other questions that you can think of, go ahead and drop them in the chat. You can DM me if you need me to look at a property. Like, don't post the address of a lead that you're working on in the main chat, because everybody can see it, especially if the realtor responds positively. Not that I don't trust everyone. I don't trust anyone. And you guys shouldn't either in the, an open Discord community where people don't have to use their real names. I mean, hell, my name isn't even Sean. So if you need to send me the address, DM it to me. But in all honesty, unless you need me to like run a comp on a cash deal, I don't need the address. What I need are these numbers, and I need whatever the realtor said, and then I can tell you how to respond. Okay? All right, cool. Ken, did you have a question?
No, man. Is there did you say you were gonna do a multifamily like type, or explain the multifamily at some point? Or
Yes.
did you already?
No. I haven't done that yet, just because a lot of people aren't coming. When I go to multifamily for, you're talking about in regards to the calculator, right? This one here?
Yeah. Yeah.
So for this one here, this is for like apartment complexes or anything more than a 4 unit, anything more than a 4-plex, which you guys really shouldn't be targeting. Don't get me wrong, you can, or if it's a referral or something like that, you can't help what a referral is. But if it's a 4-plex or a 4 unit and smaller, you could just use these. You don't need.
You gotta multiply by 4. You gotta like make sure
No, because it's the only thing that you'll have to do is when it gives you the rent, just multiply it by 4. But that's the only thing you're multiplying by 4, because they're selling one property that has 4 doors. That's a 4-plex. So they're still selling that one property for one amount. It's going to have one purchase price, one seller finance amount, one monthly payment, one down payment. The only thing that Deal Sniper, I don't think, can do yet, which we're working on, can identify the difference between a single family and a multi-unit. If it's a multi-unit, just take the rent that it gives you, and as long as the units are the same size, meaning they're all 2-bedroom, 1 bath, or 1-bedroom, 1 bath, or whatever, as long as they're all the same size, then take the rent that Deal Sniper gives you and just either double it if it's a duplex, triple if it's a triplex, quadruple if it's a fourplex, then you can absolutely use this part. You don't need this one here. This is for big units. Like I'm going to help England underwrite a 10 unit tomorrow. We're going to use that for this. As a matter of fact, I'll even ask her if I can record it, and I'll use that video to show you guys. Here's the problem. If I use it, obviously this is a deal she's actively working, so I won't be able to post the video until she closes it, because we're going to be talking about the addresses and things like that.
Yeah, that'd be sweet if you could record it and post it after.
Not a problem. I can absolutely do that.
Sweet.
Perfect.
All right,
Does
man.
anybody else have any other questions? All right. You guys have a great night. Let me know if you need anything. I will be active in the Discord until about 7:30, 8 tonight. Then I've got some appointments I got to take care of. So if you have any questions, send them on over. You guys have a great night. I'll talk to you later.
Cool. Thank you.
No problem.
Thank you.